Hello everyone, this is Ahmad Toor. I'm the founder of HISA. It's a public policy research institute. We have recently launched a campaign on elevating and amplifying the young voices from the different countries. We have launched a project named as Youthcast. It aims to amplify the voices of young people. We will be talking to lots of youngsters and change makers from different countries who comes to our conferences happening all around the world. Right now, we are in Casablanca, Morocco to host Global Youth Convention 2023 here in Imperial Hotel Casablanca. And we would like to take this opportunity to record this podcast and Youthcast series episode number one. And the series is actually two. The first one we hosted back, it was in Istanbul, Turkey. So this is the season first and episode first, where we have with us the global scholar who happens to be from Italy and a global traveler as well. We have Annachiara Sarto. She is the director for Protection for Kids, and she is also the co-founder for Cyber Rights Organization. We would love to take this opportunity to talk about Miss Anna work and her exposure all around the world, and we want to make this conversation interacting and one-on-one because we think that someone might be seeing that story and video from their homes and would really love to inspire from Miss Anna. So welcome to Morocco, welcome to Casablanca, and we hope that you enjoy your day first at the Global Youth Convention 2023. How does it feel to be here in Casa?
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very glad to be one of the global fully founded scholar of this edition of the convention. I'm enlightened to be here this day. I think that was very enriching for everyone, since we all had the possibility and the opportunity to exchange our different experiences, our backgrounds, and I felt a very good energy between all the participants and the hosts. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm pretty much looking forward the next days.
Perfect. We all are excited to be here. I want to take this opportunity to talk more about how did you find this opportunity, and I was wondering what was your thoughts when you decided to apply for the Global Youth Convention. Were you thinking that you would get selected, or were you like, okay, let's give it a try?
Okay, so first of all, I found this opportunity on LinkedIn. So there was a post that was advertising this possibility, and I found it very interesting to apply, because the thematic, the sustainability, it's one of the more interesting topics of nowadays, and that does embrace many different fields. Because the thing is that even though, for example, I'm more specialized on child protection and gender-based violence, it's those thematics are pretty much connected to also all the other sustainable development goals entailed in the 2030 agenda of the United Nations. So as soon as I saw that there was a convention, that it was not just focusing, in the thematic I'm an expert on, but it was trying to embrace also the other sustainable development goals, I felt that, I had to apply because, of course, I wanted to know more about the intersectionality between the SDGs. And so I applied. I didn't know whether or not, I was going to be selected. What I'm very sure about is the passion I have for my work, and I think that's always one of the reasons that in this kind of occasion can be the reason according to which you get selected. And so when there's the passion, when there's the commitment, I think that the results very often come as well.
Okay, so we were talking about UN Sustainable Development Goals, and this convention particularly talks more about the global goals and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. I saw that you are a director at Protection for Kids. Tell us about this organization, and we want to learn on which SDGs you target and how you work with the child protection and child protection departments in your countries or in your communities?
Thank you. So, Protection for Kids is an international NGO which was born in Italy in 2019, and now it's an international NGO. And we are main focus, as you said, on child protection. So, minors, which is everyone who's under the age of 18, it's very vulnerable to crimes, transnational crimes especially, because children are trustworthy.
Yeah.
So they're trusting. And that's sometimes what it triggers them, and it makes them victims of many different transnational crimes at the international level. And so with Protection for Kids, we found how human trafficking and as well child sexual abuse material, it's something pretty much hitting minors, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Because from 2010 until now, these crimes moved from the 84% from the real life to online. And that's something we were studying, and we thought, okay, we need to try to fight those crimes in the same battlefield where the criminals do, so that is online. So that's why we really thought that there was a need to create a project that was trying to fight those crimes online. And that's why we created Protection for Kids. And then basically, we really saw that the target number one of victim of human trafficking and child trafficking, it's vulnerable children.
Exactly.
So it's children basically that live in vulnerable communities, such as refugee children as well, like asylum seekers children, internally displaced people. So what we thought is that we really thought that fighting this type of crimes online was important, but was kind of needed to fight those crimes also in the vulnerable communities and to raise awareness about those crimes. So that's why in 2019 we started those different projects around the world, and now we have 5 long-term projects around the world. One is in Greece, in the Greek refugee camps. One in Bosnia, in the Bosnian refugee camps. Then we have a project in Nepal. In Nepal, there's many children, especially female children, that are victims of forced prostitution. So that we have a project there. And then we have another project in Gambia. Because, the issue of child trafficking, it's something that is eating for the 72% women, but there's also a percentage of men. So we have this project that try to involve children that have the dream of playing football in Gambia. And sometimes they get scammed, with fake offers. Yeah. They receive offers like, okay, you're going to be the Ronaldo of the situation, come in Europe, we will get you a job. And then what happened is that they come in Europe and they become victim of human trafficking. And they're made to sell drugs. So we had this project in Gambia. And now since after the earthquake, we started a new project in Turkey, in Gaziantep, and also supporting the civilians of Ukraine after the war.
So you work with refugees, you work with IDPs, you make sure that to make awareness about them and how they cannot be a part of the victims in different countries, because human trafficking is a really great concern. When it comes to people who moves to another country looking for some better opportunities. So I understand we all want to make sure that the Protection for Kids and the name itself is actually explaining everything. I also saw that you're a co-founder for Cyber Rights Organization, and we would love to hear more about it.
Yes. So as I was saying in the beginning, the Cyber Rights Organization, it's something that, was born thanks to the studies that we made, and we saw how much these crimes are moving online. And so we thought that Protection for Kids was, having a lot of success during all the humanitarian missions in loco that we're doing. But then we couldn't, not to pay attention to the online. And so we thought that we had so many reports of crimes online that we felt that the necessity to create indeed an organization that was fighting the crime online, especially gender-based violence. Because especially after COVID, there was a big rise of crimes happening online
Yeah.
because people were staying more at home and
Yeah.
they were having more access to the
Internet.
internet.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's basically where we had the idea to create the cyber rights organization that is based in the Netherlands,
Ah.
that is acting worldwide.
Okay.
And we help indeed victims of gender-based
So
violence.
you work with the local police or local law enforcement agencies, or you work on your own?
With the international police agency. So
Okay.
we provide support to them thanks to the technical team of experts that we have.
Okay, so you get data from different sources and then you do your research and then you report it to the international agencies.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
it anybody from any country, because I want to let the viewers know that if they follow you for the cyber rights organization, and I want to take this opportunity to introduce this as well. So if anybody from any country would want to report the gender-based violence or any online violence,
Yes.
they can report to you guys.
Indeed.
And you would love to help them irrespective of their color, nationality, or religion.
Of course.
So yeah, guys, if someone is hearing this out and is a victim of gender-based violence, is a victim of online bullying, I would say, because we all have been a victim of it at some point of life, because people are keyboard warriors and they don't even know what the impact is gonna make when they write any hateful comments or speech. So I want to take this opportunity to preach about not claim as a hateful person, because whenever you put a comment, whenever you share a story on internet, it would be there. It's your footprints which is gonna be there even if you are not there. So I would like to take this opportunity to talk more about GYC day one. How did you find others, because you are itself the host of the day one and you moderated the day one. How was your experience interacting with the others, because this is all about making sure that we meet people who share the common visions and our agenda as well. So we would like to take this opportunity to ask more about what is your thoughts and what are your key takeaways, like what do you think that you would be taking back from attending this global youth convention, and do you plan on coming to our next event again, or is just first and last time? I know it's a bit early to ask, but I would like to take the first impression of you.
Yes. So first of all, I was very impressed by the job of HISA, in the sense that I think that there are not many organizations in the world as HISA, and in the sense that it's making something very important. What is HISA doing? HISA is basically giving the possibility to youth from the global, from the world, from many different countries, to convey together on a single place, and to bring their views, to bring their personalities, the background stories as well, and thus to have the possibility to broaden their knowledge in such vital topics, and thus to go back in their countries or where they're based, to bring not only what they learned but also the experience they shared.
Exactly.
And that's very important.
And you know what? I'll share the main objective or the reason behind setting up this Policy Research Institute, because we always have heard that young people will be the voices of change. We all heard that slogans that you are change, we're gonna make this world a better place. But I think it was all hypothetical, because let for suppose I'm in a country ABC. I want to make a change. It has to go through a legislative process. See, but I'm not a politician. I can't run for an office because, in certain countries, let's talk about South Asia, you can't even think about becoming a politician, even if you, without even having a dynasty. If I am having a dynasty, I can be a politician easily and I can make my waves into the politics and the legislation process. So for a common man like us, for a common young people, if they want to make a change in their communities, how would they do that? I served on the Prime Minister National Youth Councils for 2 years. The TORs of our job said that we would be contributing to the national legislations. Can you believe? And once we were part of the trainings and the workshops they used to host us, I'll not the name of the country, I'll not name the country, but you all know what it would be. And when we talk about, okay sir, or okay Mr. Secretary, we want to be taking that political draft, we want to be taking that policy draft to the parliament to make it a national policy. It was about empowering young people, it was about giving young people a chance to be in the national parliament to talk more about the pressing issues. They rejected that. They said that you are not even at the stage to talk about that. So that's what makes me thought about we as young people can receive lots of promises from the world leaders that okay, you guys are the future, you guys are going to do wonders, but how we are going to make the change if we are not at the decision making table? Simple. So the purpose of this institute, of setting up this research institute, is to give maximum opportunity to all the young people who can raise their voice, and then when they go back to their communities, they said that okay, see, I know, I have been trained about making some policy drafts. I know how we can make it as a national policy plan. And that's how I want them to go back to their countries. I want them to meet their representatives, and I want them to draft policy solutions for the problems which they are facing in their own countries, because nobody knows what best interest of their countries other than those people who lives there. So we bring them here, we train them how to do it, and then they go back to their countries to talk more about the pressing issues, and then they come up with the solution. So this was all the purpose and the vision and mission of creating this institute and doing it in different countries. Because why different countries? Because we want to make an impact in all over the world, and it would be a better opportunity to move to different countries, gather young people from different perspectives, different backgrounds, and then talk about change. So for leading to that question, you thought about that before coming to the conference, that there's going to be lots of young people and I'm going to be learning a lot of new things, and I'm going to be sharing my experiences. That how are you envisioning yourself to go back after the conference?
Well, first of all, I agree 100% on what you said, in the sense that I think that nowadays it's really a common way of treating young people is the very hypothetical one, as you were saying, like you will be the future, you are the future, you will be the future of the next days. But what is really missing on my point is the instruments.
Yeah.
For the young people to actually become that.
Yeah.
And with HISA, you're giving instruments to young people to become that. Yeah. And for example, for myself, I know that there will be keynote speaker, policy maker here at the convention, and I'm really much looking forward to hear that, and to work and implement that on my current projects that are based on gender-based violence and the right to education on vulnerable communities. So I'm already working on some amendments for different directives at the European level. And so I really believe that this will be an opportunity that will train myself on how to do that better. So as soon as I will go back in Italy and in the countries I'm working, I will implement the knowledge I acquired here to do a better practice and a better job.
It was very enlightful and very enriching to talk to you about yourself, your journey, your organizations, and the thought you share on making instruments to make this world a better place. Once again, thank you so much for appearing over this podcast, which we called as Youthcast, because this is a one-on-one interaction between young people. We look forward to take this Youthcast to the global levels. We look forward to take this Youthcast to UN itself, and because we want to make this platform Youthcast. We want to make this platform a one-on-one engagement with the stakeholders. So we look forward and we have a vision to invite world leaders. We have a vision to invite UN officials. We want to hear what they are doing in their communities, what they are doing for us as in young people. So we really look forward to do this bigger, better, and much greater. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. And thank you and good luck for the Youthcast. And I hope to see you in Madrid as well.
Yes, see you soon.